It gives the new meaning to comfort food. Few taps with the finger and walking to the door is the only uncomfortable things you have to do. Yo, get it. You forgot putting on pants. The point is convenience. If you build it, they will buy it to save calories. Yay, but my ankle is broken and it's the only viable way to buy a bacon cheeseburger. You could buy a child and send them to McDonald's for you. Try being us waiting 20 minutes in line for you lol. Lol, I Doordashed for months when gas prices were at worst questionable. I work at a fast food restaurant and there has been many times where the food is ready but the dasher doesn't show up to our restaurant for 20 to 30 minutes. I've seen dashers sit in the parking lot for 10 minutes after picking the food up. It's convenient, sure, but I often question the quality of the food that's been sitting for a half an hour. It requires minimal effort. And this is why your generation will never be successful. Blame the boomers all you want, but this is the core of all your problems. I order McDonald's through UberEats because when I order it, I'm already in an inebriated state and should not drive. I'll pay a little extra if it means I can get my fast food when I'm high as giraffe pussy. And cold. I used to be an ops senior manager for McDonald's in the UK. Back in the 80s, McKees actually cared about food quality and the experience of eating at McDonald's. So one day we ran a huge comparison. We sent the researchers out to buy food, hold it for 20 minutes, the time it took to drive food home and serve it up, and check it for quality, degradation, heat, and the general experience. So we did McKees, Burger King, Wimpy, local chain, various curry foods, kebabs, Italian, Japanese, KFC, ribs, pizza, Pizza Hut, fish and chips, the whole thing. The best was curry. It held its heat. The flavors actually blended better with time. Next up was deep pan pizza. It holds its heat pretty well because of the cheese and bread insulation. Worst was McKees burger and fries. The fries went bad real quick. The burgers weren't great. The bread got floppy, especially if there was salad in the burger. EGBK Whopper. McKees didn't really do full salad back then. So yeah, curry, pizza, kebab, KFC in that order. The original gimmick for UberEats was that you could order from multiple places and pay one delivery fee, even for places that don't deliver. So if you wanted Burger King and your friend wanted McDonald's, you could order both and the guy would just pick them both up and yay delivery. It quickly devolved into a shitty delivery driver outsourcing platform with insane fees both on the restaurant and on the user that prides itself on terrible customer service. Fuck all of these gig delivery platforms. They're horrible and exploitative to everyone who interacts with them. They were all so far in the red they were on the verge of shutting down until COVID hit and kept them afloat with a captive audience willing to pay the nutso price gouging they all do. I stopped using them now. Well, I still use them when there are coupons, promotions, but that's it. The prices are too high now. When you are hungover and someone shows up at your door with ibuprofen, Gatorade and Denny's, no price is too high. I got a $20 off your order when you spend $25 or more coupon. Used it. Ordered $26's worth of food. After fees and tip, my bill ended up being $30. So without the damn coupon my bill would have been roughly $50. Also, they didn't follow the instructions, doorbell is broken. Please knock and leave it at the door. So it was sitting out for 10 minutes before I finally noticed on the app, after waiting an hour for the order to process. Next time I'm just going to call ahead and take a 10-minute trip. Rant. I think your problem is that it seems as though you have the odd ability to learn from your mistakes. Y'all gotta quit that shit if you wanna fit in. Just spend wastefully and wonder why you're broke with 2 jobs. It's the best way to live. Otherwise, you'll only need one job and you'd be burdened with free time to enjoy your short life instead of working all the time. Not to mention those drivers don't give a flying fuck about your food or anyone they interact with at the restaurants. As a restaurant worker for over a decade, I can tell you these food delivery drivers are some of the rudest and dumbest people I've met in my life. Constantly complaining about wait times, taking wrong orders, showing up at wrong restaurants, delivering to wrong addresses, or just not delivering it at all. Having gained that perspective, I can say with absolute confidence I will never use one of these apps, services for the rest of my life, or at least until it's run by robots. I ordered food one at the beginning of COVID and told the driver that the tip was under the doormat. Later, I got an angry text message calling me an asshole for not leaving a tip. They had delivered my food to the wrong address. A lot of people here defending Doordash for its convenience. But it's still pissing money away. I don't use them since I don't value the service enough. But to say that for everyone, especially for people whose time is more valuable than most, is silly. People don't complain about pizza delivery and it's worked well before. Just let DD be and eventually it'll be fair value or dead. The food is fast, the delivery isn't. The delivery as fast as possible if you tip them. If the driver is making $4.50 for a 6-mile trip, nobody is going to accept your order. It will get passed from one driver to the next until someone finally takes it. If it helps keeps inebriated people off the road, it's a good thing. You can order more than fast food. Where I live there are tons of awesome local restaurants that are on delivery things. Usually, DoorDash is much healthier than the places in walking distance, which is a pizza place, McDonald's, and a convenience store. Usually on DD I order like bowls or wraps and always get a side salad if I am getting something junky as the main. It is a bit expensive, but it's not significantly more than eating fast food in person, which honestly isn't even cheap anymore. There are some exceptions, like McDonald's offering a Nun burger with left pickle for fairly cheap, but unless you're making it yourself it's still going to be overpriced. I've had my food stolen by the drivers way too many times for it to be worth it. And then I'm having DoorDash say I had a suspicious number of refunds, like it was my fault. Deleted that app and will never use it again or any other food delivery app. Except pizza, nothing ever goes wrong with pizza. Comparing gig drivers to in-house delivery is a bit apples and oranges, but agreed. If the restaurant doesn't offer first-party delivery, go get it yourself. The thing for me is it's always cold if I'm ordering from a McDonald's or KFC. Need my shit piping hot. I only ever use services like this for food that you would get at a restaurant or somewhere similar. And only if it's out of town. Yeah, lately it's getting worse. You have to pay $1.99 if you want delivered directly to you. Now they do multiple orders on one trip and your sundae from McDonald's could be melted or your food cold. I did that a few weeks ago and the sundaes and got food were in the same bag. I was not happy. The sundaes made my burger and fries cold and the burger and fries made my sundaes melt. Not ordering McDonald's through there again. Only things that can be popped in the toaster oven quick to heat up. Lazy food. And when they mess up the food, I'm in Miami. They mess up the food more often than they get it right. You have a hard time getting a refund. Food delivery apps are the biggest ripoffs ever. Yes, but it's 11:30 p.m. I'm too drunk to drive, and fast food are the only places still open. Cheaper than getting another DUI just 'cause my drunk ass wants a sandwich or a burrito. Yeah, but I'm on acid and can't drive so. Bruh, DoorDash is one of the worst. I had to use it rather frequently at my old job as that was one of the only ways I could get food at work unless I brought it, but more often than not my food would get halfway to me and cancelled or it would show up with stuff missing. My favorite was when one time my food got there, asked about my drink and dude said you didn't get one even though it was right on the receipt in his hand as well as on the app that I ordered one. It's expensive and delayed when you pick it up most of the time too. And cold. Yeah, I'm only getting some types of food delivered, if ever. The idea of spending as much to deliver a meal from a fast food location as the meal is worth, with a 100% guarantee it's cold and gross, is madness. Let's be honest. You don't eat those fries within 9 minutes of them coming out if the fryer and they are garbage. Agreed. Would not recommend.